Hi, Tiny in Thailand here. If you don't end up in a police cell, find yourself skint, or even worse, waking up next to someone with a bigger balls than yourself, please, I advise you watch the rest of this video. So this is the newbie's guide to surviving the first 24 hours in Pattaya, and it's not going to be easy. There's so much temptation, there's so many pretty ladies, there's beer everywhere, and you're going to have to be very, very careful. So you've just got into your hotel after approximately 16 to 18 hours of travelling, 2 flights and a taxi journey down to Pattaya from Bangkok airport, which has took nearly 2 hours. The first thing to do is to make sure you put all your valuables in your safe. Never leave anything out. You don't know who you're going to be coming back to that hotel with. So anything that's of any significance, put it into that safe. Then when you go down to reception, after you've washed, showered, shampooed, and you're looking good and you're smelling great, make sure that you get a card from reception, because you don't know what state you're going to be in, and you need to have that address for the taxi driver in case you get absolutely smashed. So you leave the hotel, you're jet lagged, you're excited, you're tired, you're nervous of what to expect. You walk past the bar, there's 4 or 5 beautiful ladies calling you a sexy man, and nobody's ever called it you before. Every girl is paying you compliments, wanting you to go into their bar, screaming at you as you walk past. You found the biggest toy store in the world and you can take them all home and play with them. But you're clueless. You're a wide-eyed rookie about to get fleeced before you even finish your first drink. Do not rush into the first bar you see. There's thousands and thousands of bars. The night is still young. This city is designed to drain your wallet before your balls. The difference between a good night with or without any cash and a rash on your manhood is about 4 tequila shots. The girls can spot first timers easier than Big Ben in London or the Eiffel Tower in Paris. They're trained to seek out desperate customers. Don't fall for the first girl. They are usually the ones that can't get customers. They're aiming for the easy prey. Keep moving, the night is young. So you've found the first bar you want to go into. You've seen the girl, she's beautiful. She's something that you could only ever dream of back in your own country. So you walk in, you sit down, you have a drink. She comes up, she says hello, where are you from? How long your holiday? Have you been here before? That's the first mistake. You tell her that you haven't. The next thing you know, you're not just buying drinks for that girl. She's brought 4 or 5 of her friends over. The shots are coming in, the lady drinks are there, and you're ringing the bell. So that's going to cost you around £150 to $200 just for that first initial mistake of telling her that you're a newbie, that you've never been to Pattaya. Do not make that mistake. So my advice would be to bar hop. Keep moving on. Don't stay in the same place too long. They'll get bored of you, you'll get bored of them, and they will just see you as a cash cow. Also, you're tired. You might not feel it, but when you're tired, you make stupid mistakes. So remember, keep moving, keep that energy up. Go from bar to bar, try different places. You're on Walking Street. You're walking through some of the biggest and best bars in Thailand with some of the most sexiest women. But this is just a game to them. They're just there to empty your wallet, and that's it really. They'll forget about you 5 minutes after you've left the bar, So always be in control. Scour the talent. Go into places you want to go to. Don't get dragged into places just because you feel guilty or the girl's asking you and begging you to go into the bar. Keep moving. Also remember to pace yourself. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Places stay open 24 hours a day, so have some self-control. Remember you haven't had any sleep in 24 hours, and it's easy to make poor decisions when you're tired. So you're sitting in a bar, you find a lovely girl, everything's going well, you have a little connection. She's laughing at all your old jokes. She looks interested when you're telling her about how boring your life is back in the UK. But you're having a good time. She seems to be enjoying it, and you are. You're buying her lady drinks, and you're thinking about asking her back to your hotel. This is where it gets really crucial now. So you've got to negotiate. You've got to think about short time and long time. Do you want her for an hour or two, or do you want her to stay the night? This is what you have to think about, and this is where you have to negotiate a deal. Usually short time is 1,000 baht to 2,000 baht. Long time can be anything from 2,000 baht up to 10,000 baht, depending on how fit she is and depending on how much she likes you. But don't let your dick rule your brain. Have a price in mind. If she says no, walk away. There's thousands of girls that will say yes. So my advice would be to have short time on the first night. You've been awake for hours, you've drunk half of a brewery, and let's face it, you're not going to be great in bed. You're probably not even going to get it up. You're going to be paying her good money while you snore your head off and she just lies there next to you playing with the phone. So it's now 3 AM in the morning. You've had an absolutely great night. You've got the girl of your dreams. You're going back to the hotel. Now comes another possible trap. Do you pay her before that you've received the service, or do you pay her after? Never ever pay the girl beforehand. It's one of the biggest, most common mistakes. Always talk to the girl about what you're expecting, what you want, and make sure that that is going to be part of the service before you even think about going back to the room. So you've reached the hotel. Make sure that she puts her ID in with the reception. It's very, very important in case there's any problems. You know who she is. Put all your valuables in the safe if you've not done so. Take your watch off. Get your wallet. Get your iPhone, iPad, whatever you've got on you. Make sure it goes into the safe straight away. Do not leave anything hanging around. So usually she will have a shower first. In that way, while she's showering, you can get your condom ready, you can get your Viagra ready if you need it, and you can prepare yourself. When she comes out the shower, be as quick as possible. Get in that shower, do what you got to do, get out, because the last thing you want to do is being there too long. She's messing with the phone, and she's probably organising the next boyfriend later on in the night. So you finished the business and everything went really well. It's very important you pay her what you've agreed, including maybe a small tip for a taxi. I can't emphasise enough that it is important to pay what you have agreed, otherwise she could get the police, or even worse, potentially gangsters, around to the hotel, and that's the last thing you want. If there has been any issues and there's been any problems, you can actually go back to the bar and speak to the mama-san and potentially get your money back. Any other problems, then you must call the tourist police. My advice then would not be to give her your number or your line. She could pester you for the rest of your holiday. She knows you've just arrived. She knows that you're a cash cow. So just tell her that you're going to go in the bar another night and you'll see her then. Remember, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Every girl has the potential to love Rob or give you a rash. Mistakes cost cash, so don't be a fool. So I hope you found some of these tips useful for the first 24 hours of being in Pattaya, and I'll catch you on the next video.